All right, folks, Jermaine Farrell here. It is the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Media Days. We're getting you ready for the 2024 season, and we're going to hook up with the Midtown boys, the Hilltoppers of EC Glass. Join me right now in his third year with EC Glass, Jamar Lovelace. Coach Lovelace, thank you, sir.
Thank
Great
you.
seeing you always.
Thank you for having us.
Well, looking at your schedule last year, you went 5-6, didn't make the playoffs, but lost in the first round of the Region 4D playoffs to GW Danville. Kind of a, I guess what they say is, Bill Parcells says you are what your record says you are, but it's kind of a, not what you're used to seeing more times, but you got into the playoffs. So just your thoughts about last year and then going into this year.
Yeah, you know, we knew with our beefed up schedule last year, we knew that we have our work cut out for us. We play such qualities opponents. I think that's part of the reason why our schedule is the way it is that we want to be as battle tested as possible when the playoffs do start. We had a lot of kind of figuring things out on the fly last year, and a lot of ins and outs of the lineups and adjustments with guys being available and unavailable. We learned a lot about ourselves. Had a lot of young guys that were playing, and you know, I always say young teams become old teams, and we're a year older now, and a lot of those lessons that we had from last year, we're going to carry over into this season. Another tough schedule, but we feel well equipped to handle what's in front of us.
Yeah, your schedule, you're not messing around because you open up the season at Salem Stadium, taking on the Salem Spartans. What's interesting, I looked at that. Now, you guys have met up in the playoffs recently, but this is the first regular season game with Salem since 1987. Glass won that game at Salem Stadium, 24-7. So, just obviously that's kind of interesting. And you kept Patrick Henry on the schedule, and you keep up with another rival game in GW Danville. So, you're not messing around. Your thought process about the scheduling.
Well, I think for us, our goal is always at the end of the year is to be playing at our best. Obviously, we want to win every game. We want to be 10-0, but we also want to make sure that we are as strong and as battle-tested as possible going into a playoff scenario. I know when through conversations with Coach Holter, we wanted to schedule as many regional opponents as possible. And with playing 7 district games, there's not a lot of wiggle room when it comes to scheduling. We've played GW Danville over 100 times, so I don't think that game is going anywhere anytime soon. Patrick Henry is such a quality opponent. Also being a 5A school, then that's such a great game for us. And when we had the opportunity to schedule Salem, we really wanted to do that. I didn't realize it had been since '87, since the last regular season game. I know we've kind of met in the playoffs, and we're somewhat regional rivals, but we really want to schedule that game. And it's one of those games that kind of tells you where you are very soon. Not many teams have the opportunity to open up the season with a win at Salem, playing such a quality opponent. And I think that you leave a better team playing Salem, you know, no matter what happens in game one. I'm sure Coach Holter will feel the same way. So we really want to get a regular season game that had a playoff feel to it, and we really feel like even though this is a regular season game one game, that it's going to be in a playoff environment. It's going to have a playoff atmosphere and possibly playoff implications.
And then also, we talk more about your schedule. You're playing 7 games in the Hill City. Now, obviously, your game against Heritage, you both share a city stadium, but you'll be the road team. Right. And you play at LCA in Lynchburg. So you really don't have to travel that far this season. And talk about just the advantage of that, too, because that's another big thing with your schedule.
Man, I know every year when we're thinking about scheduling, we're thinking about the ease of parents to be able to get to games, and you want your crowd and your community to be able to come out and support you guys as much as possible. So for us, you know, we hit the road early in the season, and then after that, we love when that Heritage game is an away game, because that's kind of a 6th home game for us. We're just switching sides. It was an away game for us last year too. So even during practice, we kind of flipped the sideline that we're normally on just to get a feel for what that game is going to be like. But you know, once we get into our district schedule, we're at home for 5 games, and then we have 2 games that are just right down the road from our home base. So we feel good about our community to be able to come out and support, and we like to pack it out with as much blue as possible in the stands to support our guys.
If you could talk a little bit about the 2 guys you brought today and some of the other players that'll be key players.
2 guys today. Number 1 is Lincoln Funke. He's number 17. He's a unique athlete. He's about 6'2", 6'3", 235 pounds. He played left tackle for us last year and defensive end. His true position is probably H-back and tight end. So this year he's removing himself from the line of scrimmage, and we're going to put him in more of a Swiss Army knife role is what I would say on offense. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to be able to block. He's going to run the ball. So he's going to be a weapon for us on offense. And then Elijah Hughes, our running back, is a big bruising kid. We inherited him last year, and it's his first full year with us in Lynchburg, and he's 230 pounds, and he's a load to bring down. Both guys are leaders in the weight room. They look like football players, and we're excited about having a much more kind of beefed up offensive approach than we have in the years past.
You know, when you look at teams, like you're in your third year. So typically your first year, everybody's trying to figure out what you're all about. Second year, it gets a little easier, but now you're in your third year at EC Glass. Right. I mean, how big is that now that everybody really knows what to expect from you?
Yeah, just the continuity. Our coaching staff has remained a lot intact. So for us going into multiple off seasons together, spending a lot of time together, we're in a very unique situation. None of my football coaches coach any other sports. So we're pretty much together from, January on, and I consider that a real good thing to be able to spend so much time with these guys and to be able to know each other so well, know our strengths, know our weaknesses, and we've changed our approach a little bit. I think that's what good coaches do. Every year you want to kind of cater your offensive and defensive philosophy around the weapons that you have and what they do well. So it may look a little different on offense than it has in the past, but we're going to find ways to move the ball, and we're going to find ways to keep our kids doing what they do best.
And Coach, finally, at the end of the day, what's it going to take for the EC Glass Hilltoppers to have a successful season and the season you expect to have?
We talk about avoiding self-inflicted wounds, and I think last year, especially being a young team, we did a lot to hurt ourselves, and with the schedule we play and the high-level competition we play, we don't need any help. We don't need to give those teams any extra help at all. So we're looking to play a whole lot less, less penalties and less blown coverages, less mental mistakes. We want to be able to control all the things that we can control, and we really want to make it hard for the other teams to beat us. We don't want to give any help by beating ourselves.
I tell you one thing, Coach. You're one of the greats out there, and again, I appreciate you making the time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always will.
Hilltoppers always in the house.
Sir.
Thanks so much,
always
sir.
will. Thank you.
That's right. And the EC Glass Hilltoppers, they open up the season on August the 29th. They will be at Salem Stadium taking on the Salem Spartans. EC Glass Hilltoppers, as well as WFXR, we're getting you ready for the 2025 season with the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Media Days.
Elijah Hughes.
Are you having it this spell? Yeah.
Hold on, wait, let me.
Elijah, oh.
All right.
I'm not.
All right.
Okay, spell your first and last name.
ElijahHughes.
Okay, high school.
EC Glass.
Position.
Running back and linebacker.
Okay, and graduating class.
2026.
All right, bet.
All right,
Let's
just sit up.
get through this without the giggles.
Please turn around. Thank you.
Okay, first and foremost, you are a senior. How you feeling about that leadership role that's going to be kind of established for y'all once y'all on the field?
I feel great about it, honestly. Because like when I was a freshman, I always had those seniors who I could just count on. And I want to be that senior going into this season who they can count on, who they can look up to.
What's like the expectation for the upcoming season? Obviously, fairly you had a decent season, 5 and 6. I know you want to be switched around.
Yeah.
Talk a little about what was kind of learned throughout last year.
We didn't really have God in our team, if that makes any sense. We weren't really focused or playing as a unit, and we weren't just not being able to be coachable, and we were just not all together as a team. And I would say it's like people wouldn't take practice serious, and arguments, things will happen, things like that. But overall, I feel like where we're coming into this season is like we're playing as a unit, we're being coachable, and we just trust each other all in one. And to be honest, I think we can make a state run. As long as we play as a unit, I have a good feeling we can do it. So, yeah.
Man, I feel like y'all put Coach Lovelace through the ringer. I mean, how is he as a coach? How does he feel to just have someone in that?
Coach Lovelace is one of those coaches who I feel like I could just lay everything on the line, and I feel like he's been a great role model to me ever since I've transferred into this program. I've just felt comfortable, and I felt like I can go out there and I can just go compete and perform for this team, and I can just give all my all.
What's the off season been looking like for you personally?
It's been great, honestly. Ever since I've came in, I've just been working hard and having teammates push me, and overall, just great performance, great jumps, things like that.
In the workouts, you say you put on about, what, 20 pounds?
Yeah.
You trying to get big?
Yeah.
Looking forward to, you know, kind of like getting everyone together, the summer workouts, just conditioning. How, like, what's the new mindset for the team? Like, you know, sometimes people go into a season like, all right, it's my senior year, you know, forget it. Like, I'm going to have a good time no matter what. But, like, for you, it seems like you want to have that type of a role to where y'all can help the younger and the freshmen and sophomores come in. Like, how are you going to hold yourself accountable first and then try to do that for everyone else?
How I'm going to hold myself accountable is really just, like, following God and, like, helping the younger kids learn that, like, you're nothing without them, and you have to work hard in order to be successful in this sport, honestly. And that you have to be coachable in this game. You can't sit there and not be coachable and expect to win.
With y'all having that, you know, 5-6 record, but still able to make it to the playoffs, obviously that's something you guys want to do again, but hopefully go further. Yeah. Talk a little about just like the short playoff run, but like I know that's something that you guys were grateful to even get.
Yeah. I would say honestly, I would say how like when we did it, it was just we were grateful and like we just didn't take advantage of it and we didn't execute. We would just have the little mistakes like they kept telling us in practice, the little things. Because if you don't do the little things right, you can't. That's how you're not gonna be able to do everything right. So I mean, I just feel like going into this season is like we're doing all the little things right in order to execute, and I just feel great about it. I mean, during 707. We did really good up against the returning state championship team. So, I mean, I have a really good feeling coming up into this year. So, yeah.
All right. You got a question?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. All right.
Lincoln Funke.
All right. Spell it out for me.
Lincoln Funke.
Cool. All right, where you go to school?
EC Glass.
What's your position?
Tight end and middle linebacker. I'm transitioning this year.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, you just look at me, all right?
Yeah.
All right, well, first, I gotta ask you, how's it feel to be back, man?
It feels great. I've been working. I've been injured the last few years, so I've been working hard to get back.
What's it kind of been like, kind of rehabbing and doing all that stuff? And at least being back out there now, I mean, that has to be exciting, right?
Yeah, it's really exciting. I've been with VSSI doing rehab on my hamstring and everything. It's stronger than ever, so I'm excited.
You guys have a pretty cool schedule. You guys get to stay local for at least, 7 games of the season. I mean, it doesn't matter. You'll be on the opposite end of Hill Stadium, but that's still the All Stadium.
Yeah.
What's that going to be like? And, I mean, you guys don't really have to go anywhere. You have home field advantage.
Yeah, it's exciting because obviously a lot of fans can come and support us, but yeah, it's always better to play at home in my opinion. I don't like traveling and then having to get off the bus and play pretty quick.
I feel you. And I mean, you know, last year, I know given everything, but seeing this team kind of do what they had to do, and I guess, how do you kind of use the lessons that were learned last year and propel yourself forward for this season?
I just think personally, like not a lot of people can see what goes on in our practices and everything, but I don't think we were very focused last year. And I think this year we can be a lot more focused to prepare for games and everything.
Physically, I know you talked about doing the rehab and everything, but how do you mentally kind of get over something like that? Because that's a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you got to do whatever you can do to like prepare for the next season, you know? Like losing to Salem is tough, but I mean, not much you can do. It's in the past, so just get over it and get on to the next season.
Talk about that first game of the season. I mean, it's a big matchup right there, right? Something you guys seen. So talk about that.
I think we just got. We just got to be prepared, you know. Like, it's obviously a big matchup, but I mean, I feel like I feel like our running backs and our skill positions have gotten, like, even though we've lost a lot of key players, I feel like we're still have a lot of potential and we can still do good, like, in those areas.
First regular season matchup since, not that I'm going to give away my age, since I was born.
Yo.
Wow, let's all three just laugh all at once. Yo, he was like, dang, you old, brother. That's what that was. That was that.
Right.
They're like, y'all old. You old? Y'all know what? It's okay. It's all right. Yeah, dog. I heard it on the right side. I already heard the cracking up. I didn't even want to say it.
My bad.
Let's go, G.
But, hey, first regular season matchup. You guys have gone up against this team before, just in a different capacity.
Yeah.
But I mean, the fact that this is kind of off the jump, and like I said, you know, big matchup. Is it kind of crazy that hasn't happened in that amount of time?
I mean, I don't find it too crazy. I just think no matter who you're playing, you just got to be prepared. And it doesn't really matter who you're playing. You got to go in and get the job done. But, I mean, we've played them in the playoffs and everything, so it's not anything new.
Of course, Seminole District, man. Y'all have like one of the toughest districts in Southwest Virginia. I mean, how do you kind of prepare for those matchups? I'm just curious, you know. I mean, EC Glass, that's a legacy team too, just like everybody else that seemed to be in there. How do you prepare for some of these matchups when you know good and well it's going to be one of the toughest things that you can go up against?
Yeah, I think me personally, I like to lean on my teammates a lot. Like, I'm not a big leader vocally. I'm a little more quiet, but on the field, I like to lean on my teammates and everything and just have trust between our guys. It's important to us.
Cool beans. Well, you got anything else for me?
I don't.
You got something?
Yeah, real quick, you can look at Ryan when you answer. You mentioned just like the atmosphere of practice. You felt like last season it was kind of like, oh, y'all weren't serious. I mean, what's your hopes? What's your expectations as being a senior to help you guys, like, you know, find like a new identity to where it's established first in practice, and then you guys can go out there Friday night to, you know, show all the fans and the opposing team what y'all are really about?
Yeah, I'm just going to try and take it upon myself to hold everybody to a higher standard. We're EC Glass football. We should be held to a higher standard. So if I can just hold as many people accountable as possible, I feel like we can do a lot better this season.